promised yourself. Last Monday, you said it. Maybe not out loud, maybe just in your head, but you said it. This week, I will finally study English. And now it is Sunday night, and you didn't. And the worst part, this is not the first Sunday that felt like this, is it? Don't close this video, because this episode, this one right here, is exactly for that feeling. And I promise you, by the end of this, that feeling is going to make complete sense, and it is going to stop. Stay with me. I'm Henry. Welcome to Simple Spoken. This is simple spoken English for real life. First, before anything else, I want to say something to you. This is not a lecture. I am not here to tell you that you are lazy. I am not here to tell you that you are doing everything wrong. Because the truth is, you are trying. I know you are trying. The fact that you are here right now, listening to English, using your time for this, that already tells me something important about you. You care. You want to improve. You want to move forward. You want to be better than you were yesterday. The problem is not who you are. The problem is something that is happening to your time every single day, quietly, without asking your permission. And most people never see it. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever finished a whole day and thought, where did today go? Not a bad day, not a terrible day, just a normal day that somehow disappeared. You woke up, you had small plans, nothing big. Maybe learn a few new English words. Maybe listen to a podcast on the bus. Maybe just do that one small thing you keep putting off. And then the evening came, and the plans were still there, untouched, waiting for you, like they always are. And you thought, okay, tomorrow I will do it. How many tomorrows have already passed? I am not asking to make you feel bad. I am asking because I know that feeling. I lived inside that feeling for a long time. And I want you to understand something very important before we go any further. Here is what nobody tells you. It is not that you have no time. You have time, more time than you think, but something is taking it, quietly, every single day, without asking, without stopping, without you even noticing, until the day is gone. And the moment I finally understood what that thing was, everything changed for me. Not slowly, not gradually. I mean, one week I was losing hours every day, the next week I had them back. And in this episode, I am going to show you exactly what that thing is, and I am going to give you 5 simple changes that I made. Small changes, not hard, not dramatic, the kind you can start today, even if today is almost over. But first, I need to tell you about one specific week. A week I lost completely. A few years ago, I had what I now call my lost week. It was a normal week, nothing special. I went to work, I came home, I ate dinner, I slept. But every evening, every single evening, I sat down on my sofa, picked up my phone, and told myself the same thing. I am tired. I just need 10 minutes to rest. Then I will study. 10 minutes. But 10 minutes became 30. 30 became an hour, and one evening I looked at the clock and it was 11:45 at night, and I had done nothing. Again. Not because I was lazy, not because I didn't want to improve, but because something kept pulling me back every time, like a magnet I could not see. And at the end of that week, I did something I had never done before. I sat down with a notebook and I counted. I counted every hour I had spent on my phone that week. The number was 43 hours. 43 hours. Then I counted the time I spent on English that same week, 11 minutes. I sat there for a long time, just looking at those two numbers. 43 hours, 11 minutes.
And then I did something strange. I tried to remember what I had watched. All of it. The videos, the clips, the stories, the reels. I thought, 43 hours is a long time. Surely I can remember at least a few things. Surely something stayed with me. I could not remember a single thing. Not one video, not one story, not one moment. 43 hours of my life, and I could not recall one single thing I had seen. I had traded 43 hours of my life for nothing. Not relaxation, not learning, not even a good memory, just nothing. I sat with that for a long time, and I thought, I don't want to lose another week like this. Not because of guilt, not because of pressure, but because 43 hours is enormous. 43 hours is a whole work week. 43 hours could have been a skill, a language, a dream, and it was gone, one scroll at a time, without me even choosing to spend it. Something was very, very wrong. Not wrong with me, wrong with what was happening around me. Something was stealing my time every day, and I had never even noticed. But here is the thing. That moment, sitting with that notebook, looking at those numbers, that was not my worst moment. That was the moment everything got better. Because once you can see the problem, really see it clearly, you can fix it. And that is exactly what we are going to do right now together. Tip 1. Stop making big plans. Make a tiny promise instead.
Tell me if this sounds familiar. Monday morning, you wake up. You feel good, fresh, motivated, and you open your notebook or your phone and you write something like, "This week, I will study English for 1 hour every single day." Feels strong, right? Feels like this time it will work. By Wednesday, the plan is gone. And you know this because it has happened before, many times. But here's the thing, it's not your fault, it's the plan's fault. Because 1 hour every day sounds good in the morning, but at 7 p.m. when you're home, tired, hungry, and life is happening all around you, 1 hour feels impossible. And when something feels impossible, your brain says no. So instead, this week, don't make a big plan. Make one tiny promise. Not, I will study English every day. Just this, today, I will listen to 5 minutes of English. Just 5. That's it. That is your whole promise. Now here's the secret. Once you press play, once you actually start, you almost always do more than 5 minutes. Because starting is the wall. The first step is the hardest part. Once you're over it, the rest is easy. But even if you do only 5 minutes, you kept your promise to yourself. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a tiny one, you build something. Trust. Trust with yourself. And that trust, that becomes the foundation of every good habit you will ever have. Tip 2. Your waiting time is your study time. I want you to think about tomorrow, your real day, not a perfect day, your actual day. You wake up, you wait for the water to heat for your shower. 2 minutes. You eat breakfast alone, sitting there, chewing, looking at nothing. 5 minutes. You go to work or school. You sit on a bus or in a taxi in traffic. 10-15 minutes. You wait for a friend who is always late. 7 minutes. You sit in a line at the shop. 4 minutes. You wait for your food at lunch. 8 minutes. Add all of that together. That is 35, maybe 40 minutes of your day, just waiting, just sitting, just existing. And what do most people do in that time? Scroll, scroll, scroll. I understand. The phone is there, the videos are there, it is easy. But what if, just what if, you put your earphones in during that waiting time and listen to English instead? Not studying, not sitting at a desk, just listening, on the bus, at breakfast, while you wait. Those 35 minutes every day, in 1 year, become more than 200 hours of English. 200 hours. Without changing anything big in your life, without finding extra time, just by using the time that was already yours, sitting there, being wasted in waiting rooms and traffic jams. Those minutes were always there. Now you can see them. Tip 3. The pattern break. Okay, every tip I give you in this podcast, every podcast you listen to, every teacher you have, they all say the same thing. Make English fun. Find content you enjoy. Make it feel like a game. And yes, I agree. I really do. But I want to stop here for a second, because there is something I have never said out loud in this podcast. Something I almost did not say today because it sounds wrong. But I think you are ready to hear it. And I think it might be the most honest thing I say in this whole episode. Sometimes English is boring. I know, but let me finish. Sometimes you will sit down to study and it will not feel like a game. It will not feel like a reward. It will feel like work. Slow, difficult, frustrating. You will read the same word 5 times and it will still not stay in your head. And in that moment, every video, every teacher, every positive voice tells you, find something fun, switch the content, make it enjoyable. But here's what no one ever says. That boring, hard, resistant moment is actually the most important moment in your entire English journey. Not because suffering is good, not because you need to punish yourself, but because every person who ever became fluent in English, every single one, passed through that moment. And they did not wait for it to feel fun again. They just kept going. Not with energy, not with excitement, just quietly, steadily, they kept going. The people who give up, they give up at the boring moment, every time. The people who become fluent, they learn to say, this is hard right now, and I am going to keep going anyway. That is not a tip, that is the whole secret. So yes, make English as fun as you can. Watch shows you love, listen to music, enjoy it. But on the days when it is not fun, keep going anyway. Because that is the day, that ordinary, boring, difficult day when your English actually grows. Tip 4. Build one small wall against the thing that steals your time. Okay, let's talk about the thing that stole my 43 hours. You already know what it is. The phone. Now, I am not saying your phone is evil. I use mine every day, but there is a very important difference between using your phone and being used by your phone. When you choose to open a video, that is you in control. When you open one video and 2 hours disappear and you don't know what happened, that is the phone in control. So here is what I did. I built small walls. Not big changes, not deleting every app, just small, simple rules that put a little distance between me and the pull of the screen. Wall 1. When I want to do something important, my phone goes face down on the table, not in another room, just face down. That one small movement breaks the pull. Wall 2. I turned off almost every notification. My phone no longer shouts at me every 5 minutes. I go to it when I choose. It does not come to me. Wall 3. I gave myself 2 windows for social media. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Outside those windows, I don't open it. These walls don't lock the door completely, but they slow things down just enough for me to make a real choice. Do I actually want this right now? Or am I just going there by habit?
That one moment of choice, that tiny pause, is everything. Because wasting time is almost never a decision, it is almost always a habit. And small walls break habits, one quiet moment at a time.
Tip 5. Rest is not wasting time. Let me explain why. I want to say something that I think many English learners need to hear. You are allowed to rest. Real rest. Not scrolling, not half watching something while your brain stays busy, not lying on your bed while checking messages every 3 minutes. Real rest. Proper sleep. A quiet cup of tea. A walk outside with no destination. Sitting with someone you love and just talking and laughing. That kind of rest. Because here is what I see so many learners do. Maybe you do this too. They feel guilty when they are not studying. Every moment without English feels like falling behind, like failure, like laziness. And so they never really rest. They half rest, which means they are always a little tired, always a little anxious, always running on low battery. Think about your phone for a second. If you use your phone all day and never charge it, what happens? It dies. It cannot do anything. You are the same. When you push without proper rest, your brain gets slower. Your memory gets worse. The English you study today doesn't stick properly because a tired brain cannot absorb language the way a rested brain can. Real rest is charging your battery so that tomorrow you can do more, learn more, and feel more. So tonight, give yourself permission to stop properly, without guilt. Your English will genuinely be better tomorrow because of it. Okay, let's breathe for a moment. We covered a lot today, and I want to make sure you walk away with some real English, words you can actually use in your life in real conversations. So let's do our vocabulary corner. These are 8 words and phrases from today's episode. Real words, not textbook words. Ready? Let's go slowly. Word 1, heavy. We usually use heavy to talk about weight, but in English, we also use it to describe a feeling. When something feels heavy emotionally, it means you feel sad, guilty, or burdened, like something is pressing on your chest. Listen to these examples. I've been feeling a little heavy lately, like something is bothering me. That conversation left me feeling heavy for the rest of the day. Word 2, resistance. Resistance is that force you feel inside when you don't want to start something, even when you know it is good for you. You know that feeling just before you open a textbook? That pulling back feeling? That is resistance. Listen, I feel a lot of resistance when I try to study in the evening. The resistance always disappears once I actually start. Word 3, comfort zone. Your comfort zone is the place, the habits, the routines where you feel safe and comfortable. Staying inside your comfort zone always feels easy, but it usually means you are not growing. Listen, scrolling my phone is my comfort zone when I'm tired. Learning English pushed me outside my comfort zone, but it was worth it. Word 4, absorb. To absorb something means to take it in slowly and completely, like a sponge absorbs water. We use it for learning too. Listen, a rested brain absorbs language so much faster. I absorbed more English from that show than from 3 months of grammar lessons. Word 5, foundation. A foundation is the base, the strong bottom that everything else is built on. Without a strong foundation, nothing stays standing. Listen, small promises kept every day are the foundation of good habits. Listening is the foundation of speaking English naturally. Word 6, pull. We already know pull as a physical action, but in English, we also use it to describe something that attracts you, almost like a force you feel. Listen, I felt a pull toward my phone every time I tried to study. There is something about that story. It has a real pull. I couldn't stop reading. Word 7. Guilt. Guilty. Guilt is the feeling you have when you believe you did something wrong or did not do something you should have. Guilty is the adjective, how you describe yourself. Listen, I felt guilty every time I skipped my English practice. You should not feel guilty for resting. Rest is part of the process.
Word 8. Bone-level tired. This is not in the dictionary, but it is real natural English that people actually say. Bone-level tired means you are not just sleepy, you are deeply, completely exhausted. Tired in every part of you, in your bones. Listen, by Friday evening, I am bone-level tired. After that week, I wasn't just tired, I was bone-level exhausted. I needed 2 full days to recover.
Okay, here is your small challenge. Pick just one of those 8 words, just one, and say it in a sentence, out loud, right now, wherever you are, on the bus, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, it doesn't matter. Just say it out loud. Because speaking English, even alone, even quietly, even just to the wall, is how your mouth learns what your brain already knows. Okay, we are almost at the end, but I saved something important for last, because I think underneath everything we talked about today, there is one real reason why most people's English never moves forward. And I think deep down, you already know what it is. Let me say it out loud. It is not your grammar. It is not your vocabulary. It is not your accent. It is not your age. It is not how smart you are. The real reason most people's English stays stuck in the same place year after year is this. They are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect week, the perfect mood, the perfect time when life is a little less busy, a little less noisy, a little less heavy. And so they wait. But here is the truth, and I say this with real care for you. Life never calms down. There is always something urgent, always something tiring, always a very good reason why today is not quite the right day. The perfect moment is not coming. This moment, right now, this is it. Imperfect, a little tired, a little busy, life happening all around you. This is the moment. And the people who go from stuck and nervous to fluent and confident, they did not wait for perfect. They started in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the difficult week, in the middle of the tired evening. They chose to start anyway. And slowly, not overnight, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, surely, things changed. They can change for you too.
So here is what I want you to do tonight. Just one thing, nothing big. Before you sleep, make one tiny promise to yourself. One sentence, something like, tomorrow morning, I will listen to 10 minutes of English before I touch my phone. One sentence, one promise to you. And tomorrow, keep it. Not for me, not for a teacher, not because someone is watching. For you, because you deserve to know how it feels to keep a promise to yourself. That quiet, small pride. I said I would do it, and I did. That feeling is worth more than any big plan you make on a Monday morning. That feeling builds something in you, something solid, something real, something that does not disappear. And look, if you listened to this whole episode, I want you to know something. You did not waste this time. Right now, your brain just heard more than 2,000 English words, real words, natural words, Words about real life, not from a textbook, but from an actual conversation between two people. Your listening got better today. Your vocabulary grew today. Even if you cannot feel it yet, something changed today. Be proud of that.
Before I go, one last thing. If you took anything from today, let it be this. You are not lazy. You are not failing. You are not someone who just can't learn languages. You are someone who is still trying on a Sunday night when it would have been so easy to just give up. And that is not nothing. That is almost everything. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me just one thing, one moment in your day tomorrow where you are going to use your waiting time for English. The bus? Breakfast? The lunch break? The walk home? Tell me. I read every single comment, every one. And if this episode felt real to you, if it felt like something you actually needed to hear today, please share it with one person, just one, because somewhere right now, someone is sitting at 10:47 on a Sunday night, looking at their phone, feeling that heavy feeling, and maybe this is exactly what they need. Like this video, subscribe to Simple Spoken, and I will see you in the next one. I'm Henry. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.